Yo, Internets, Jesus loves you. My name's Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays with GeeksOnGrace.com. And the first thing that I want to talk about today is a biblical-themed resort. So a man by the name of Morris Corello is bringing this thing to San Diego. Now, the man is a televangelist, and that immediately turns me off, but I don't really know anything about the guy. But the resort is going to be a $125 million project. It'll be 18 acres of land. It will bring in roughly 400,000 people a year. And I'll be real, at first I hear Christian resort and it sounds like a terrible oxymoron. Like, let's spend thousands of dollars on a Christian vacation at a resort instead of, maybe giving that money to the homeless or something. And then you have to think that for many people, this resort is going to be nothing but a business. It's going to draw in people, and that's why they're a part of it. But then you think about the other side of this. I mean, that money was going to take them to a resort, whether it was Christian or not. And I definitely think it's wrong to demonize vacations. And so in the end, even though it may not have the best motivations behind it, and who knows what those motivations are, I'm not saying they're bad motivations, I just don't personally know. A biblical themed resort is pretty cool. I mean, it's gonna have underground passages, domed theaters, and then they have like the 4D thing where, the wind will hit you. It says snow in the article, snow like falls and all that good stuff. That seems a little weird for the Middle East, but
we spared no expense.
So I don't know, I'm torn because it seems kind of ridiculous, but on the other hand, they're gonna make it anyway, might as well find positives in it. And next up is a story that seems to get more and more interesting as I read it. The headline was, Christian schools banned from praying at championship game. To which I was thinking multiple games, Christian schools versus public schools. Christian schools aren't allowed to pray around these public schools for whatever reason. Which is a whole debate in and of itself because, of course that team could just be praying in a locker room privately and that wouldn't be a big deal. But also, I don't see a big issue of them praying out on the field as long as they're not trying to get everyone else to participate. But that is not how the story is going. We've heard that before in the past. This is about two different Christian schools having a championship game against each other, wanting to open the game with prayer. So both teams coming together and praying. That's awesome. But because the stadium is run by the government, they want to separate church and state, so they're not allowing prayer. With two different Christian colleges, all the attendees probably being Christians who are watching this Christian game. It's always been a thin, blurry line between separation of church and state and just being ridiculous, but I feel like this definitely leans on the side of ridiculous. They took something that could have been very cool to witness and just disallowed it. We live in a world of competition. Everyone is against everybody else. It would have been cool to see two football teams get together and pray and unite on a single subject. I get it, the government should not endorse one religion or another, but we need to stop making religion the bad guy. In most cases, it does more good than bad, and I think we need to remember that. Our religions and our beliefs, they shape who we are and the decisions we make. It helps a lot of people find the answers to what is right and what is wrong, and to completely ignore those questions and answers. I just don't think that's a good idea. Again, I get it, don't endorse one religion over the other, but you should be endorsing kindness and love. Also, before we get into the final story of the day, I just want to throw this out there. Kanye West is tweeted that his next album is a gospel album. Sorry, I just read that scrolling through social media. That would be so weird. I honestly don't know if it's true or not. He sent out a tweet saying it's actually a gospel album, so we'll see. The gospel of Kanye just wouldn't surprise me. I'll believe it when it comes out. Just remember that Jesus loves you like Kanye loves Kanye. And then our final story of the day is kind of a cool one. It is about Catholic churches, which I didn't realize when I picked it up, but I've always said that what happens in the Catholic Church usually trickles down to the rest of Christianity. I don't think this is going to be any different. But it's a movement called the Eco Church, and they're giving surveys out to churches now to figure out how green that church is, how well they're taking care of the environment. And then they help them to figure out how to do better. But it's kind of a big deal. They're actually raising money to make renovations to churches to make them more better for the environment. And I know so many people that are global warming is a sham, this and that, and either way, at the end of the day, it's our mandate to take care of this world. I can tell you right now, it's not something that I do very well personally. But I like kind of what this article is talking about. That should be at the forefront of our thoughts, is how do we take care of this world? Not just the people in it, but the world itself, because we don't really think about that. That's not a Christian value when I think of Christian values. We have all sorts of questions of the day for you today. First of all, green church, do you think that's a good thing? Should we be helping the environment? Is it not that big of a deal? Second question, the two teams praying at the public stadium, should they be allowed to or not. And then the first one, this is probably the one I'm most interested in. I want to see what you guys have to say because I was kind of torn both ways. Do you think that a Christian resort is a good thing, good that exists for people who go to resorts, or do you think that money could have been put to a better place and should have been put to a better place? I want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer. I think that's going to be an interesting one. It's really hard to justify, and it always is, but that's with everything. Hard to justify putting money to something else that's not, poverty or something. But this is a resort that's kind of an alternative. I don't know. There's definitely both sides to it. I want to know what you guys have to say. To do so. And of course, for more geeky content, make sure you check out geeksundergrace.com. My name's Cody Armour, bringing Christian news in a not so boring cutaway every Tuesday and Thursday. In closing, let the haters say, let the Christians pray, and to everybody like, subscribe. I will see you later, and God bless.